4-2. It is going down on a beautiful Saturday morning here in the field. This is your boy, Raashaan Myers, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. And I am so happy and excited to be here with you this morning. Got to get it moving and grooving this morning with a little bit of Crenshaw. I'm feeling good. We have football back on the menu. Things going down. Basketball coming out with new videos. We have so much to talk about this morning, man, and I'm excited to talk about it with you. Of course, I want this to be supremely interactive show, so I'd love to hear from you this morning. 502-414-1450. That is the Game Day Men's Health text line. Would love to hear from you, discussing any and all things that I have this morning. Of course, Haven Harrington will be along shortly as well. And then just a lot of things to just react to. Of course, if you want to give me a call, you are always welcome. Y'all always know Jay has calls at the top of the second hour. But you know what? That is open and, for everybody. So if you wanted to give a call as well, please do. 502-384-1450. That is the call-in line there as well. The Call Your Law Office hotline. So please call in, be a part of the show, get interactive, and we're going to get this thing going today, man. And there's so much happening. There's so much that's happened this week that, I think that we, of course, need to go with order of importance. And I want to save a lot of this conversation for when Haven Harrington does get here because, Haven is definitely, the football guy, quote unquote. So, I think that, we'll probably have him, I'll save that for when he gets here. So let's do that. So, all right. So I'm a hold on because, he's a little bit behind right now. I was just checking my phone just to make sure. He'll be here in a second. So, no, Haven Hanson, I know you can hear me wherever you are. I won't start football, without you. So just take your time. I know it's a little bit, there was an accident or something going on the highway out on the 264. So take your time getting here. It's all good. I will start with this news of the day. It was very interesting. The University of Louisville men's basketball team, of course, just finishing off their summer a couple weeks back now with the trip to the Bahamas. They have finally dropped their new and their latest Cardinal commitment video. That happened yesterday evening. Excellent video. I enjoyed every bit of that. So we'll talk about that until Haven gets here, and then we'll jump right into football. But I will say this about, the Louisville basketball program has had a interesting week. Of course, they started the week with the news that Peyton Siva is going to join Rick Pitino's staff there at St. John's. Of course, we heard the news that St. John's was making the decision to move Stevie Masiello into more of a general manager role, and that, St. John's was looking to fill that assistant coach position, and they made the decision that they wanted to go and target Peyton Siva for that job. I don't know how to feel about it. I am, Peyton is my dude. I enjoy him. He's just a wonderful man, a great personality, always smiles, always is in a positive mood, very positive guy. But, to me, it's just one of those things where the timing is awful, right? So, I don't have any issue with Peyton going to join Rick's staff and being a part of that. That's cool. But the fact that St. John's is making the decision to make this move in August and kind of just upset the whole apple cart. Coaching changes and coaching staff decisions normally and should be made in April timeframe, right? The fact that you're doing this 4 months later annoys me greatly. And, I love Rick as much as anybody, man, but I am super annoyed by that. That's a jerk move. It's I don't know. Like, if you wanted to have a general manager and you wanted to do all that, that's fine. And I can't, fault St. John's for what they're doing. But to pull a coach from another team this late in the proceedings, it just puts everybody in a very tough spot because it's like a domino effect, right? It's like you take one coach off of a team and it starts the merry-go-round, right? So now Louisville's going to have to go out there if they don't hire from within, which at this point you may have to, but just because it's once again so late in the cycle, you just don't really know what they're going to do with it. I know that they have discussed some. I know the Bring Brom Home guy has been lobbying heavily for former Bellarmine head coach Scott Davenport to be brought in. I've saw some people suggesting all types of folks out there. Everybody's lobbying for their dude. I don't know what Louisville's going to do with that. I think that it's for sure a bigger loss than some may think. I think having Peyton Siva, his experience, his youth, his energy, I think that is a guy that has brought a lot. One of the reasons that the point guard position has been so successful, I know that Peyton, year one under Coach Kelsey, was more of a alumni relations guy and kind of a director of operations type deal where he wasn't considered a quote unquote on court coach. But I still think that just his presence and his experience is a big time addition and something that has helped that point guard position. And Kelsey talked about wanting to be point guard you or whatever. And I think that Peyton Siva really helped with that. So, I just think that it's tough that you go out there and you lose a guy that early. But what can you do about it? Let's go ahead and hop on. I think I may have it. Haven Harrington, is this you on the hotline?
Yes, this is me on the hotline.
Yeah, you just couldn't wait, huh? I was going to hold off the conversation, but good morning, brother. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing good, except for Louisville traffic is killing me.
Yeah, no, traffic is terrible, man. That's why I was like, just take your time. I can go ahead and start out with the basketball news and notes of the week. You know what I'm saying? Because I know football is your thing, Haven Hands. So I don't want to get into the football conversation until I have you.
No. We can talk some b-ball. I'm annoyed as well that Rick Pitino post Peyton Siva so late in the game. I mean, good Lord. You're literally just, months, weeks away from the start of the season and everything else.
Yeah, the basketball team comes back to start, school starts in a week, right? So I think August 15th or somewhere around there is when school starts and the team gets back together to start fall practice. And I know they don't officially start practice until in September, but still the whole team is getting back together here in a week to go to start school and everything else. I mean, the fact that Rick Pitino, so I'm not off base because Rick Pitino is making this decision and he's just going to arbitrarily start stealing coaches in August. I'm not wrong for that opinion, am I, Haven?
No, he could have done this months ago.
Yeah.
He had all summer to do this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's weird, man.
I'm happy for Peyton. He's moving up. He's getting a chance to learn. The greatness of all time. For Christina, but come on, Rick. Have a controversial pick, a question rather.
Okay.
Would he do this to Kentucky?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what.
I would say this: Rick did donate to Kentucky's NIL fund, and has yet to donate anything to U of L. I'm just saying.
I mean, look, I am hopeful that we're going to see St. John's in Vegas if Louisville wins their first game against Texas Tech. And St. John's wins their first game against Oregon, then Louisville and St. John's will play in the second round out in Vegas at the Players Era tournament. I don't know if that will be some sort of cathartic reunion now that Peyton Siva is switching sides. That definitely adds, what's already going to be sizzle if they play with Rick Pitino playing Louisville. But, I don't know, man.
It's just Rick trying to get some inside intel to make sure he doesn't lose the game.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know what. It was just weird. You know what I mean? Like, it was just weird the way the whole thing went down, because why do you just, like, the whole point of having like a GM and a general manager is for player acquisition, when you're trying to get into the transfer portal and make sure that guys are, you have somebody there to scout players and do all that stuff. But the player acquisition part of the basketball season is over, right? Like, it's August. So now you're getting ready for basketball season. So why move Steve Masiello, like, at the end, after all the player acquisition stuff is done? Why move him to that GM role? You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird. It's just everything about that move and the timing is just odd. And the fact that St. John's, like, how many times does a school, a program, anybody come out there and say, hey, we're making this move and this is the guy that we want, and name Peyton Siva by name, and was giving Siva's name out to the media to put it out there that Rick Pitino wants him? Like, that, you know what I mean, Haven? Like, the whole way that this thing was handled was very weird. Like, Adam Zagoria was the guy who put the story out there, which, of course, Adam Zagoria is a big writer up there in the New York area. But, he put Siva's name out there and saying that Rick Pitino wants Peyton Siva to be a part of the St. John's program, kind of out of the blue. And it's just, you know what I mean? Like, that usually just does not happen. It just, I don't know. Something about it, Haven Harrington, just doesn't sit right with.
I mean, it sounds like Rick's not done egging on U of L fans. I get why you feeling. I get why U of L fans love Rick Pitino so much. I understand it. But ever since he left, this guy's been poking apart in the program ever since.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you. Like, it definitely feels, I don't know if intentional is the word, but like, it was
intentional. Of course it was intentional. I mean, Rick doesn't do anything. He doesn't say anything in the media that's not only pre-measured or pre-thought about. This is all intentional. He's intentionally just poking a program. He's intentionally grabbing a coach before we play him, possibly, so he can go ahead and, have some inside intel. What are these new Cardinals? How are they using them? How are they using the Pat Kelsey system? All that good stuff.
It's weird. I mean, it is. It's just very odd. I don't know. The University of Louisville always just seems to be in the middle of just the most weirdest atypical situations that just never. This doesn't happen across college athletics. Like, doesn't it? I mean, it just always seems like Louisville's in the middle of some stuff that's just never happened before. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is about this program. I don't know what it is about the magic of this area, but we seem to find ourselves in more kind of crazy situations than anybody, any other program around the country, from FBI investigations to extortion cases to, this
is like the second time this week Louisville's been trolled by Kentucky and or ex-Kentucky affiliated people.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean,
because Kentucky had a quote-unquote open basketball practice. And you can't tell me that's not a shot over the bow at our man for closing, for keeping us away from the Bahamas game and closing all the practices during the summer.
I don't know. I mean, it's just this season, and I don't know, Haven Harrington, like, I don't know why this is happening right now, but I do find it interesting because it almost feels like the University of Louisville is definitely on the way up, right? Like, it feels like all their programs are trending up. and we're going to get into the football conversation, but it feels like the football program is trending up and in a very good spot. Basketball program feels like it's, of course, trending up and in a really good spot. The women's basketball program, it feels like it's trending and trending up. Can't talk about baseball, but volleyball seems like it's in a really good spot. And I don't know, it just feels like right now there's a lot of intentionality in trying to throw the university's trajectory off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why it feels like that, but just even, and we're going to get into it, and I'm going to ask you about it a little bit later, even just the fact that, Louisville special teams, that it was such a big deal, the fact that Tennessee football goes out there and steals away Louisville's kicker, which Louisville has had the best young kicker in the nation. Then all of a sudden a bunch of weird stuff happens, and now that kicker's kicking at Tennessee instead of Louisville. And, you have Jeff Brom coming out and lamenting special teams in the very first practice of the year. It just is very weird because a lot of very inopportune things are happening to almost, I don't know if we're cursed. I don't know. I just don't know, Haven. It just feels weird. It feels odd, and I don't like it. Like, it just feels like, doesn't it just seem like Louisville athletics in general always has more drama than any other program in the country? Am I crazy, or is it always something?
I mean, we do have a ton of drama.
Always drama.
We always have a ton of drama, but some that's because we follow both sports almost equally, football and basketball, right?
Yes.
With other schools, it's either or. Like, even when Florida was winning back-to-back national championships in basketball, they still sent maybe like one media member to cover during one tournament. Everybody else stayed in Gainesville to cover spring practice.
Yeah. So you're saying you think we just, because we follow it closer, we're just more up on all the little things that are happening?
Yeah, I mean, look this way. If we were a football school, losing an assistant coach in basketball, especially one who's not one of the main assistant coaches, nobody would care.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's fair. I mean, maybe it does just be more. It always seems like Louisville is just caught up in the weirdest of situations, man. Like, it always is something. It's just always something happening, always things happening just that you just never hear of. Like, unheard of issue. Like, I feel like University of Louisville, I mean, the FBI's whole investigation, started because of Louisville. Like, you know what I mean? It's just always something happening. By Petrino and all that, that crazy stuff, and, then coming back, and it just, just all types of weird things are always going all the way back for me, all the way back to the, the controversy of Tennessee stealing Wade Houston. You know what I mean? Like, it's always just some interesting, controversial things happening. But, I digress. Peyton Siva, I wish him all the luck in the world. Rick Pitino, you got the guy you wanted. It's going to be now, let me ask you, Haven, like, I know a lot of people have thrown out Scotty Davenport's name. They've thrown out,
No, Scotty Davenport. No.
I mean,
please, no.
What do you think that at this point, because it's so late in the season, or so late in the situation, that Louisville just needs to go ahead and just maybe promote from within? Like, well, what do you do when you pretty much are done? These guys have been together for 4 months already. Like, what do you do at this point? 3 months at least.
I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of other young coaches at lower level programs you can grab. Or heck, I mean, there's lower level ACC schools you can probably grab some assistant coaches, and they'll be more than happy to lead. So, like, you got, tons of folks you can reach out to. Take your time to get the best dude. And you can get a younger guy that's going to offer something. Not saying that Scotty Davenport can't offer anything with his stage advice and wisdom, but, you want somebody on the other side of 80.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, and it was interesting just because Sean Dixon, the coach that just came over from Clemson, he's a young, energetic guy. I really like what I saw from him. He was featured heavily on the new Cardinal commitment video that dropped yesterday. And I like what he's bringing to the table. That was the thing, man. I loved the coaches room, right? Like when I was just looking at the video last night, and we see all these young coaches and see all these coaches like John Andershek coming in with what he's bringing to the program. It just felt like Louisville was in a very good place all the way around in terms of the basketball program. So it's just one of those things where you don't like when you have a lot of good momentum. You don't like when a wrench gets thrown in. Does that make sense, Haven? Especially in a season where this is a put up or shut up year for Coach Kelsey. So just to have this kind of late monkey wrench get thrown in, it probably bothers me more than it should, but it bothers me nonetheless. So I don't know. Good luck to Peyton. Like I said, that's my dude. I hope him. I wish him well. Rick Pitino, I enjoy watching St. John's. Like they always say, I hope he wins every time unless he's playing against Louisville. Outside of that, but it definitely, you asked a good question. Would he be doing that? Would he be still in a UK coach this late in the proceedings? I don't know.
The answer is no. I answer for you, no.
I mean, fair.
Let's be honest. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do it. This is the guy that, like I said, this is the guy that donated money several times, at least once, to UK's programs, or at least the football team. He has done money well.
No.
This thing wax poetically all the time about his time at UK. It was the worst decision I ever made in my life was leaving UK. It was Camelot. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's fair. I mean, it's just, it was just something that fell across my timeline, and I've been holding that in. I haven't really said much about it this week. I wanted to wait until this platform to be able to talk about it, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I know that it sounds like sour grapes, but it just feels like everything has been going so well for Louisville basketball this summer, and I don't need any type of things to throw off the momentum as we look towards this fall and getting ready to head to Lawrence, Kansas in mid-October for that first exhibition. I want everything going well.
No, you're not the only one. No, it's like I said, it's like Mark Pope trolling UK, trolling you there with his quote-unquote, his last scrimmage. You guys can just come and see it.
That was interesting. The way Pope pulled that off, it was very interesting, that they just they were apparently said that they were just going to go in there and have a regular practice, and then somebody put a tweet out that said, "Hey, coach, why don't you, if things are going so great, why don't you open up to the media?" It was completely staged the way they set it up, but it was funny nonetheless, just the fact that happened. He's like, you know what? I will open it up. All media come in, or the first 200 people come in and watch. So the media can come out. It was Pope understands how to play the media game, at least.
That was straight a troll job against Pat Kelsey.
Yeah, I mean, and we discussed last week, kind of talking about the fact that, that I agree that Coach Kelsey has been very secretive, but I feel like the Cardinal commitment video that was released yesterday at least gave the fans some look inside the Bahamas. The game down there. They gave Louisville fans a little bit of something, and of course,
like to me, like here's the thing, right? We get great curated videos about what's going on, but everything is very curated, very parsed,
yes,
very corporatized on what they feed the fans.
yes.
There's not a lot of organic stuff going on. Now, I think we need to work on getting some more quote-unquote organic videos. Maybe just some I don't know, maybe like when the players do a TikTok straight from the locker room after practice, kind of impromptu, where it's not as curated. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They kind of give that look inside. Because right now, I mean, I love the video. I mean, granted, we played behind us like a week ago, and it's dropping it down. I know it takes time to edit, so I can't be too mad. But you know, come on, man, you can do this a little bit better than I don't know, so something a little sooner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fair. I mean all of that is fair, and it has been everything about Louisville basketball this offseason has been very much controlled and very much under wraps. And we talked about how important it was this upcoming season for Coach Kelsey, and whatever he needs to do, he feels he needs to do to be successful this year. He is the head coach, and we have to give him that latitude, right? So it is what it is. With that, I agree with you. I would like to see more, but I do at least. I am happy that they had almost 13 minutes of content that they released last night for the Cardinal commitment video, just kind of giving you an additional look inside practice and inside everything that was happening with Cardinal basketball. And I'll get into the ins and outs of that video and what I liked and what I saw in hour number 2. We're going to talk about that. But we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's take our break. I know that you're probably close. So I'll go ahead. We'll go hit this first break. On the other side, we're going to talk about much, much more. This is Wake Up 502, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio, and we'll be back on the Big X.
There is not a better feeling to have a smile on your face after getting your car serviced.
96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. It's going down. Raashaan Myers, now Haven Harrington in studio. He's all nice and comfy after all of the shenanigans. They doing a whole lot of stuff on the highway, Haven Harrington. Like, way too much.
Way too much.
Like, I am glad 65 at least is back open again. That helps me out on my end of town. You know, I'm downtown, brother. So, you know, that all that rerouted traffic to Sherman Minton and all that stuff, man, is just terrible. So I'll at least say that. I'm glad that, you know, some sort of normalcy is back. But it sounds like you had all the shenanigans this morning.
All the shenanigans. But, you know, I'm here. I'm ready to talk a little football, ready to talk a little. You know, we can still talk basketball if we want to. I'm down.
Well, hey, we'll get back into basketball in hour number 2. We have to talk about the topic du jour. This is your wheelhouse, and I wanted to wait until I could have you nice and comfy. I don't want you driving because, you know, I know you get so into football, then you're distracted, you know, and then getting all upset and almost driving off the highway. So now you're in there. You're safe in the studio, Haven. So we need to get down. Let's talk turkey. Let's talk business. Louisville football fall camp started Thursday afternoon. And, of course, the biggest topic coming out of there, besides just some of the interesting comments from Jeff Brom, which I'm going to I find the audio to play for everybody. But Haven Harrington, the first topic, Isaac Brown on the sidelines, apparently with boxing gloves on, doing like some, you know, combos or whatever while everybody else is practicing. Sitting out as a precaution. What do you think about, you know, this whole Isaac Brown situation? Big deal, not a big deal. Where do you land?
I mean, he's your best player by far on the team. Of course, he's your best player by far on the team, but it's not a big deal because you have a bevy of running backs. A bevy of running backs you can go to. You got Keywan Brown is still there. You got the guy that transfer from IU. You got talent on top of talent in the running back room. Now, would I love him for Ole Miss? Of course, because he's our best running back. Will he be ready for Ole Miss? I'm pretty sure will be. You know, it's still maybe a little nagging little injury from last year that he's still nursing. He may re-injured it. You never know with these things because nobody's going to tell you. But I do expect him to practice, and I do expect him to start against Ole Miss. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But that's position. If you get a little nicked up, it's okay because you have 3 tremendous running backs that can carry the ball.
Yeah, I agree. You know, but the Haven Harrington, let's not kid ourselves. Like last year, there was a lot of conversation and talk and discussion about the Louisville running backs, both, you know, Isaac Brown and Duke Watson, that, you know, there were times where they may have not been, how do I say it? Like,
as injured as they claim to be?
Yeah, like you know, there was just times when it seemed like they were kind of sitting out, quote unquote, load managing. You know, like that's been kind of a part of the story, right? It's just been the fact that maybe they were kind of taking it easy because, you know, that they want to take care of their bodies, quote unquote. And regardless of whether the coaching staff was down for that or not. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. There's been a lot of that. There was a lot of that last year. There was conversations that, you know, the guys would be sitting out because of those types of deals. Like, you know, is it a good sign that, you know, because I want to play Jeff's comments about it, and that's why it's because I want you to hear what he said, because it's just very interesting, the sound. You know, I'm looking for that, but just in general, Haven Harrington, with the fact that there was some quote talk of load management, you know, regardless of what the coaching staff thought last year, the fact that this is maybe propping its head up early this year in the first practice, we're already hearing some of that. Is that a big deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a bad sign of things to come?
I mean, yeah, it's not the best sign if your star players are like, I'm not feeling it, coach. Let me sit out. Let me do these boxing exercises on the sideline while I get ready. But I'm ready for the first game. Trust me, I'm there. Because here's the thing.
Hold on. And before you answer, just listen to Jeff Brom and what he said about it, okay, after the practice, okay? Here was Jeff Brom's actual audio when asked about Isaac Brown.
Jeff, just the status of Isaac Brown, saw him off to the side a little bit. Is there something there? Is it kind of just managing him throughout camp?
Well, apparently we just got to get him a little healthier. Once we do, he'll be out there practicing. That's about all I got for that one.
And he had a smirk on his face while he was answering that question. Not like a worried smirk, kind of like a bit of a grin. And, the fact that he opened it with, apparently, we need to get him a little bit healthier. Very short answer, Haven Harrington. After hearing that audio, yes or no, Jeff Brom is annoyed that Isaac Brown didn't.
Of course he's annoyed because he's their best player. I mean, like Isaac, so like Kewan is great.
Yes.
All the running backs on the roster are great, right? They're all great.
Yes.
But Isaac is that next level of greatness. Like, he's that guy that could take that crease and literally just outrun the entire defense and take what should be maybe a 5-yard gain and turn it into a 75-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
The other running backs don't quite have that same explosiveness. Like, Kewan's the second closest, but he'll turn that what should be a 5-yard gain maybe into a 25 to 35-yard gain, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference between him and Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown to make that a touchdown. Kewan to get you good 35 yards. And that's the difference.
Oh, I mean, definitely, for sure. But
so you want him out there, but, I'm gonna say this, football is like a tough guy sport. Everybody wants to be the quote unquote tough guy, and I understand when to save your body for the season, and because you were injured all last year. But there's a reason Isaac Brown is not considered the best running back in college football, although he has the ability to be the best running back in all of college football and should be listed, I think, as the best running back in college football, but he's not. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
1, he's injury prone. 2, he has fumbleitis. And those are things you have to fix. And this doesn't, and for your being injury prone, this is not a good look.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff Brom is a guy who's like, look, the only way I'm not going to be out there and practicing, and the only way I'm going to not be out there and playing is if you have to cut my legs off. Like, that's just his mentality. And to me, people wanted to say that, Jeff was trying to say it's not a big deal. Other people said Jeff is annoyed. I definitely follow the camp of Jeff is annoyed.
He's annoyed because you're paying this guy millions and millions of dollars.
And first of all, it's the first football practice. You don't even have pads on. It's literally just what they call, who used to call it lingerie football? Who was that? Which coach was that? Was that Cragthorpe?
It sounds like it almost sounds like it'd be a Charlie Strong quote.
Well, one of the coaches, I can't remember which coach it was, used to come out and say those first practices without pads were lingerie football. This is literally lingerie football time. So it's not like there's tackling to the ground. It's not like there's any sort of physicality for the most part. You're out there in shorts and, shoulder pads. Like, it's not full contact. You know what I mean? It's just, and the fact that Isaac Brown wasn't out there, I think that it annoyed him greatly.
Of course it annoyed him greatly, but, in an era that you're paying guys millions of dollars now to become, this is kind of what you have to put up with.
And I'm going to just tell you this, and this has always been my opinion. All of this load management and taking care of my body and this crap, it has not slowed down injuries at any level at all.
None.
It hasn't slowed. Like, in fact, injuries now, we see more Achilles tears. And, I mean, how many torn knees did we have on the first day of NFL training camp, Haven? I think we had like 8 guys go down with ACLs.
Yes.
On the first day of NFL camp. So, like, to me, all this load management of, I need to not play and I need to not do stuff, I think it's actually having the opposite effect. Like, the fact that guys aren't out there and doing as much, to me, it feels like guys aren't ready when you have to start going full bore. Like, and this is for both basketball and football, because there's been more injuries in basketball. Think about how many Achilles issues and how many knee issues we had. How many superstars that we have gone into last year, from Jason Tatum, to what's his name, the point guard for Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
You've had so many guys getting, like, this load management crap. Like, this is all Kawhi Leonard's fault. Kawhi Leonard's the one who started that load management crap when he was still on the Spurs, talking about, I need to keep my body healthy. And we've seen injuries get worse, not better. So, like, the fact that now this load management stuff has started to creep down to the college level, to where now we have college players trying to load manage, is just a bunch of crap. I think it more than anything, I think the less active you are and the less you're doing, the more apt to getting injuries you are. I don't think it's helping anything.
Oh, definitely. And it's also the way, and some of it is like the way we train football players now, is because I was watching a video about how FIFA, the soccer folks,
yes,
did studies on how they train their athletes now. And they realized that, like, doing heavy squats and things of that nature doesn't help.
Yeah.
It builds strength, but only builds straight line strength.
Yeah.
And severely hinders you with cutting and sideways explosiveness and things of that nature. Now they're working different types of, like, leg exercises to kind of accentuate those other movements, so you don't have as many knee injuries.
Well, think about it.
Hamstrings. And when FIFA started to make that change, they've noticed that their, like, leg injuries dropped 60%.
Well, I mean, Haven Harrington, weight training and weight lifting is now so much more a bigger part of both football and basketball. I mean, I know it's always been a big part of football, but just guys wanting to just bulk and bulk and bulk and bulk and bulk and just be so big and trying to also be so fast. It's like, to me, you get to the point of diminishing returns where, you're too heavy for those ligaments and tendons, you know what I'm saying? And you're too big. And I think that has something to do with it as well. Like, to me, when guys were skinnier and you were just playing the game more, you were healthier. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I understand people talk about, oh, these are the greatest athletes ever, but these are also the most injury prone athletes ever. So, I mean, I didn't mean to get on a soapbox, but, just the fact that Isaac's over there with his boxing glove. I hate load management. Well, I've always hated it.
And it's also the way we train players now. Everything's, guys get specialized so early.
Yes. They're not playing basketball. You don't have
guys
multi-sports, guys going out for track and field in the summer. And
guys don't train multiple muscle groups anymore.
Yes.
You train a single way, and that doesn't allow your body to really strengthen it fully.
I just want to, first of all, apologize for Old Man Radio this morning, y'all. I know that this is the area, and this is the day and age we're in. I was in the gym with Josh Lindsay, of course, the number one high school prospect in the state of Kentucky, from St. X. Josh, we were down at the Y playing a little ball. And Josh, let me tell you something. Josh is, still not the tallest. He's probably about 6'1" right now. But let me tell you something. I was trying to post out Josh. And, Josh is going into his junior year at St. X. And, I'm a big guy. I go about, 280, 285. And I was, trying to post him out. And Josh has added a tremendous amount of strength.
Really?
And that, oh, yes. I couldn't move him. At 6 foot, probably, 195 pounds, almost 200 pounds. But I'm talking about all muscle, literally. Like, he's almost twice as wide as what he was maybe, 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
And it just kind of speaks to the modern athlete. Like, it was just interesting to just see his physicality. And, that level of weightlifting and that level of weight training just wasn't a thing.
And nutrition and everything else. Yeah.
So it's like, it's definitely a different day and age. And I'm not trying to say that it's a bad thing, but all I'm saying is, it's like, I feel like we've almost gone too far the other direction. And I think that's why we're seeing so many of these injuries. It's like, it used to be guys were just going out and they were playing the game and they were doing that. They were doing the multiple sports. They were playing baseball. They were playing football. They were, doing track and field in the springtime. They were just staying in sports. And to me, it just made for better overall athletes and healthier athletes.
Yeah, because you train different muscle groups. You train different twitch muscles. You train those fibers between muscles. They help stabilize them. And, and just train just one way for one specific sport or one specific movement. You don't get a lot of train on those other muscles that like you don't see, like the ones underneath, like the major muscle groups. And that's what, and I think that's why you're right. I think that's why, actually, I know that's why I see more injuries because, like I said, FIFA did an entire report and they haven't stopped doing squats, but the vast majority of teams, their players no longer do squats to build up their leg muscles.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, so, that's just, that right there is just something, that we're just going to have to work on. We're just going to have to just, just deal with the Isaac and just all these guys. And I'm just going to quit getting annoyed about it because I know it's not going to change. It's never going back. But, that was just one of my things I noticed. Now, the other thing that I noticed, and Mike Rutherford, Mike Rutherford, Mr. Card Chronicle, comes to you every weekday from, 2:30 to 5:30. Here on the Big X, talking about the special teams. And Jeff Brom said that, he was, let's see, I believe I have this audio here. Let me make sure this is the right spot. I believe this is it. Hold on.
A lot of different ways, and we need to make sure we're doing.
Jeff, after big spring game, you kind of talk about the kicking game and needing to improve. You added a kicker and a punter since the spring game. How do you kind of assess where you are right now in the battles for those jobs and really a lot of new faces all over the special teams?
I'm not confident right now. So that was not great today. And we've made some strides in the spring. I didn't think we performed very good during the spring game, which is disappointing. Now we have great competition. We've added quite a few pieces, more than we've ever had. So we've got to just work our way through it. So the consistency of kicking the ball, both in extra points, field goals, kickoffs, and consistently punting the ball has to get better. We talked about that a lot. Talked about it a lot today. I think it's a great first day, so we've got to work through it. Spend some time off. Got to, around 4 weeks to get it right.
So that was Jeff talking about the special teams, and it's just interesting that Mike Rutherford, in discussing this, of course, Louisville had, like we talked about, the best young kicker in football in Cooper Ranvier, the St. X product. Cooper was outstanding last year, but Mike brought up a very interesting point to me, Haven, saying that you remember the Clemson game.
Yeah.
When Cooper, they had the bad snap and Cooper missed that kick and then he missed another kick later on in the game. So with the game-winning kick on the line, he pulled Cooper and had Nick Keller, the long kick specialist, come in for like a 35-yarder when, Keller had never kicked anything, that close. He had always been the 55 and longer type guy, And even though Cooper had been, was 90+% accuracy, he got pulled for that game-winning kick. And Mike just brought up the fact that, Cooper and his people were not happy with Coach Brom and the staff for getting pulled in that situation to kick that game winner. And, of course, Keller missed the kick by a lot. It was not even close. And I remember that being a thing then. I had almost forgotten about it. But, the fact that Cooper ends up transferring from Louisville to Tennessee after the season and is now kicking for Tennessee, and we're hearing about Jeff talking about the issues in the kicking game, that is very interesting. Like, do you think, Haven, that could be an albatross hanging over the head? Because in most games, you won't need the kicker to be great, but in your biggest games, like, say, Ole Miss and SMU, which we play both of those teams the first 2 of the first 3 games of the year, you have to be able to hit big kicks either at the end of regulation, heading into the half. That's a big part of it. Could this be an albatross that's hanging over the head of the program this year?
You know it is. We saw last year how much the kicking really mattered. Hitting those 50-yard field goals to give us points when there was no chance we was going to get any other points. It turns the tide of the game. You needed a kicking game. But, I understand why he left. I get it. I don't think it was just the Clemson game and being pulled.
I mean, Tennessee dropped the bag, I guarantee.
Of course they dropped the bag. You're a kicker. You got to go. You got to go. And we spent all our money keeping Isaac Brown, keeping Keywan Brown, add another running back, go get in the quarterback. We spent money wisely in other positions, but kickers one of those things. And they even do this in the pros. I mean, kickers one of those things where you always think you could just find somebody.
Yeah,
that's just good enough because it's a kicker, right?
Right. Until you don't have one.
Until you don't have one, and then you're like, oh crap. Yeah. It's like Notre Dame had a great punter last year that turned the tide. I mean, he could routinely kick 45 yards.
Yeah,
and that makes a big difference when you can flip the field.
Yeah. No, I mean it just worries me. But I had forgotten about that whole.
You have a right to be worried.
Clemson game, but the kicking game, man. The two things that we talked about the thing last year. There's always those small things. And I think two of the things that always get overlooked. Is a great kicker and a great offensive line. Like, to me, those are the two most impactful parts of a successful, really good football team. Is the ability to consistently make your makeable kicks. I'm not even talking about your long distance kick. I'm not talking about your 50 yards or 55. I'm talking about having a guy who can consistently make the 35 and 45 yard or 40-yard field goal.
50 yarders in the NFL is almost like a standard kick now.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is crazy.
But in college, that's still not a thing, right? Like in college, it's still. Yeah, college has always been, if you have a guy who can kick a 40-yarder consistently, you're doing really good.
You're doing something.
The NFL is just ridiculous now. Like,
it is crazy.
Like guys like Brandon Aubrey who are just kicking like routinely from 60. It's
crazy.
Stupid. But so it's just one of those things where Louisville has been blessed with some great kickers over the years. And, Ranvier looked like he was going to be that guy for a long time to come. And now that whole thing has been upset. And, with all the attention that Louisville paid to, rebuilding and properly filling up the offensive line with talent, I don't want to give up one issue and just add another issue. And it feels like that might be a thing where now, Louisville does have the offensive line to be able to protect their quarterback and open up holes for the running back. But now, if you need a kick at the end of the half,
you're in trouble.
Yeah, like that we can't trade one issue for another issue. That worries me, Haven Harrington. But,
it sounds like to me that with this new rule in place, we could go get another player that has another year eligibility now. I mean, this may be it. I know Brom talked about maybe he had some guys that were looking at to add some depth in other places, but this now may be where he has to spend that.
Yeah.
Versus getting maybe another backup quarterback or whatever he wanted to go after.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the question is, and we'll talk about that 5 for 5 on the other side because I have some thoughts and some questions for you on that. But we'll get to that on the other end. This is Wake Up 502, 96.1 FM. 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. Raashaan Myers, Haven Harrington talking all things Louisville athletics. We got more football conversation. We have the 5 for 5 conversation. We have the Protect College Sports Act to get into as well.
We have some boxing to get into.
We have some boxing to get into. We have just so many things. The summer is over, people. The fall is here, and we have a lot to get into. This is Wake Up 502. Raashaan Myers, Haven Harrington, and we'll be back on the Big X. Welcome back in. Welcome back in. Hour number 2, Wake Up 502, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM. Big X Sports Radio, being joined, of course, by Haven Harrington in studio with us, the architect himself. Got Jay Has on the line as well. Haven Harrington. Jay, you with me this morning?
Going on, Raashaan and Haven Harrington, what's up?
Man, good morning. Good morning, brother. It's good to hear from you this morning. And Haven Harrington, we got a special guest in studio as well. I had to make sure we had all the YouTube feeds and the cameras and everything up. So we're good to go. So tell us who we got in studio. We got a special guest in here.
Man, we got the man, the myth, the legend himself. I'm telling you, the youngest, one of the youngest, flyest dudes to hit the boxing scene in this scene a long time. I give you Janelle Symbol Taylor. What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, can you have him switch mics? Switch microphones real quick. Just to make sure.
Switch mics, this right here.
Okay.
Yeah, there.
No, I can't hear you.
There we go. Switch. Yeah, there we go. Now we should be good. Let's try that again. I want to make sure everybody hears that voice of those baritone vocals.
I know, right? The sweet baritones of Symbol. I'm sure the man does not only does he box, but the man's also one of the greatest fashion designers ever hit the city as well. I'm telling you.
It's a one-stop shop.
There we go. Yeah, we're good. We're good, Haven. Go ahead. You're good.
All righty. Hey, Jay, you still on there?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Man, I'm going to tell you, you guys are in for a treat. August 29th at Bluegrass Harley-Davidson, 2755 Terra Crossing Boulevard. That's Saturday night. Man, you got to come out because my man Symbol's going to put on a show. When I tell you, this is going to be like the next generation of great boxers coming out of this city.
Bringing boxing back.
This man is it. And you can see him at Bourbon Barbecue and Mayhem going down Bluegrass Harley-Davidson. Check him out. You can get tickets at Bourbon Barbecue. That's bourbonbbqmayhem.com. And I'll tell you what you can do. If you use code SYMBOLS26, we'll give you 10% off of any ticket package you got there. Tables, a 2-day pass, the whole 9, 10% off using Symbols26 to see my man do his things. I'm telling you.
It's not a regular win. It's not a regular win.
I'm telling you, the man has a tough fight coming up, but he's the real deal.
So hey, and I know that Jay has been doing. Jay, you've been doing a whole lot to help get the word out there. What's been the response of the people that you've talked to, as far as people getting excited for the fight?
I talked to a lot of big important people, corporate sponsors out there, and some miles and players out there that have a small business and big business too. But the main reason of it is get everybody out, watch these young men do what they do, perform. And I've been all over the city talking. I've been all over the country talking to other folks too, man. And I got a couple of pictures that I'm going to be doing with a couple of the boxers and hopefully I can work. But the main ingredient, like I said, Raashaan, is that me and Haven got to take care of our business first for the fight.
You won't get Haven in that ring, Jay. I know you do.
You know he does.
Man, I'm old Jerry the King Lawler. Haven, Bill Dundee. The loser goes home. Loser gets out of town.
Loser town match. Okay. You know what?
But real nationality, man, really serious, man. It's a lot of big sports coming up in the next several months, as far as college football and basketball just around the corner as well, too. And college volleyball. Haven, about 3 weeks now, we're headed to Nashville, Tennessee, home of Dolly Parton.
It is like that's the week after the fight, right? So we got back-to-back huge nights. We get to see Symbols, we get to see Tim Mayhem Moten do that thing, and then the very next week we're going to be in Nashville.
Yes,
watch the Cars do their thing.
The Louisville's going to be taking place Tennessee Titans Stadium. It's going to be on national television on ABC Sunday night.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I'm just ready for all of the action. I'm ready for the fights. I'm ready to see, I know Haven Harrington talked about all this good food that's going to be out there. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to, they're talking about all this good Southern barbecue that's going to be out there and all these vendors.
We're flying in 6 chefs from across the country. 6 chefs / 6 pitch masters are coming in to cook their version of Southern style barbecue both days, Friday and Saturday. And
I might need to get on the grill, man. I work on a little bitty grill. What I can do?
Are you gonna get on that grill? You gonna show what you can do, Jay?
He should. You know what? Hey, Jay, you know what? Just for you, Jay, on Saturday at 12 noon, we have a Pros versus Joes. We got the best backyard grillers are going to challenge our chefs from around the country to see who actually can cook the best barbecue. Pros versus Joes.
And Jay, don't be out there trying to do no barbecue pig feet or nothing like that, man. I need some, saying, well, he going to be like barbecue oxtails. It's like, no, we need to we just want some ribs, some burgers, something.
And the best part about it is like we provide the meat. All you got to do is show up.
Yeah.
Bring your grill and show up.
I can burn on the grill.
You don't need to bring no oxtails and pig feet out there. They got all the meat there, Jay.
Don't hold back.
I want some brisket, man. I want some brisket. That's all I'm saying.
That takes too long, man, for competition, man. Brisket like 16 hours. We need to cook a little faster than that, bro.
That is fair.
The Raashaan on nationalities and stuff exactly that we're going to be eating at Sweat's restaurant in Nashville for Labor Day weekend for free.
Oh boy,
that's lunch. And then we go on to Pancake Castle in Nashville, Tennessee, on the north side of Tennessee. Man, we're going to eat nothing but pancakes and sausages and eggs and everything. It's 4 hours on the show. We love up for the 96.5 sports show guys, Raashaan and Haven and myself. We're going to have a ball in Nashville, Doc.
Jay always talking about now we got Pancake Castle. Jay's always man. I ain't gonna be able to walk.
This is gonna ruin my diet,
man. I'm telling you.
I'm trying to get down 147 like my man Sin over here.
You got a late cut.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. So let me ask you. Just in terms of Jonell getting ready for the fight, man. Talk about your progress. Like how have you gotten to this point? What's your camp been like? What has this, process been for you and what you want to go out there and show folks at the end of the month?
So to be honest, I really I feel like a free man now, you know what I'm saying? It's easier for me because in January I took a split decision loss. That's the biggest, you know what I'm saying, upset for, you know what I'm saying, the upcoming fighters loss, because Floyd Mayweather got this effect, you know what I'm saying, where people think you got to be undefeated. So by me taking a loss, that just opened me up, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for, it's like I'm more confrontation, you know what I'm saying? I'm more aggressive. I'm just looking for, it gave me an edge. So right now I'm on a run. The last guy, he went to sleep. The guy before that, he went to sleep off the loss. So I just got to keep the same momentum because I'm consistent. So right now for me, it's consistency. There's no way that I can get out of shape or nothing like that because I use it as a sport, you know what I'm saying, like all year round. I do it all year round.
They say everybody, every other sport, you're out there, you're playing a sport, but they say boxing is a life, right? So you live boxing every day, and how you eat and how you sleep and how you walk around, how you train. So yeah, for sure, absolutely. I get it. So what is the biggest thing that you want to get out of that? You going? I mean, it's a different type of venue, right? It's an outdoor venue. They're gonna have the Harleys out there. You're gonna have the people. It's a big time. It feels big time. Yeah. So, like, what do you want to do when you go in that ring on Saturday night?
First thing, like before I walk in the ring, I want to be able to be presentable. Like, I prioritize being presentable. So I want to match the aesthetic. I got like a little custom little Harley Davidson leather biker jacket, matching the aesthetic. So I make sure my crowd is in a uniform, you know what I'm saying? We all matching. So I real deal want to give you guys, it's my first time fighting on y'all platform. So my goal is to impress y'all. That's literally it. It's hard to impress everybody in the crowd. So y'all guys invited me, so if I can impress y'all, my job's done. I know I will.
Okay, very nice, absolutely. Jay Hash, you got something nice to wear for the event? You got your own motorcycle jacket.
I gotta get him a Brickman shirt.
Yes,
I gotta get him a Brickman shirt. I literally changed, like I tweaked the Harley Davidson logo to where it's not like infringed or nothing. I use Sandler Phil the Brickman. On my last phone,
nice.
Asking me, I told you I changed it. That's what I mean. So that was pink. This we going Harley Davidson. So
the pink was fly though. The pink was real fly.
Appreciate you. Yeah, so I'm trying to match the aesthetic for the event. So it's Harley Davidson. I'm gonna try to get as many like bandanas and biker jackets as I can in there.
There we go.
Like we all part of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I like a simple man, man. I'm waiting on that, but Haven Raashaan closing and remarks.
Yes, sir.
Let you guys know, I got tickets too. One of the biggest, hottest events on 28th and the 29th in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
All full of man, I got tickets. If you need tickets, Jay has got your tickets. My number is 502-889-1366.
There you go.
It doesn't get no harder than that, man. I can go see some of the biggest pro fighters, amateurs world tour. We got your boy and them in there in the building right now. Man, Harley Davidson, better watch out.
It's going down. Hey, Jay,
coming.
Hey, I appreciate it, Jay. Hopefully you're going to have your motorcycle jacket on for the event Saturday. I'd love to see it. I appreciate it, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There we go. One of the best to ever do it, Jay has checking in. He's excited. Haven, you think he's excited?
I know he's excited, man. I'm excited. I'm telling you, every year, this just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and better every year. Last year it was nice.
Yes.
It was real nice. The weather was nice. We had a nice band. Everything was good. But this year, man, we're taking things to a whole different level. Like, we got a band playing Friday and Saturday night. We got the Unlimited Show Band that's going to be there Saturday night before the fight, playing it up. We got all the chefs. Man, we got like 5 or 6 distilleries from Noble Funk to Copper and Kings to Pursuit, all giving like free samples of like their best bourbon, tequila, and everything else.
Yeah.
We got all the chefs going to be cooking all day long, giving you as much as all you can eat samples for everything. I'm telling you, you get a VIP table to the fight. You get a pass for both days. So the table seats 8. You get a pass for both days, both Friday and Saturday night, which is all you can eat barbecue, all you can drink cocktails, but you have to drink responsibly.
Always.
And then Saturday night, do the same thing again. But we got concerts going on both nights. We got the Pros versus Joe's barbecue competition. We got the amateur barbecue competition. We got a cigar lounge. And you get the VIP table. You get tickets to everything. Plus, just like last year, you can get a hand-rolled Cuban cigar custom made just for this event, and your own bottle of bourbon to share it in the table. So I'm telling you, man, it's like, it's huge.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's huge. Pay-per-view sales are already through the roof. Man, we got pay-per-view sales in Portugal, Spain, Costa Rica, Panama, Germany. Like, it's crazy. And I don't have any fighters come from Germany, but yeah, we still got guys getting pay-per-views from Germany.
Tapping in.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
National.
Yes, this is huge.
This is proof that you can bring the world to you. You don't have to leave to make it. And that's one of my biggest things too, is like make it right here. Use all my resources right here at home. You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna make that happen, because I'm telling you, when I tell you right now that Symbols, ever since that loss, that this dude has just become an animal, I'm telling you.
I'm on a killing spree.
He is.
I'm on a killing spree. All I did was just make me mad.
He's knocking dudes out left and right. He has power in both hands. He's a great boxer. I'm telling you. And isn't it like your brother about to make his pro debut on his card as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is stuff we talked about like as amateurs in his house. Hitting the hard rock, stuck, broke. So we about to make it all shake now. This is his introduction to the pros. You know what I'm saying? I made sure the things that I went through as a pro, that he's not going through it. You know what I'm saying? He got y'all as a resource with ticket sales and everything. So I think I know it's going to be crazy. It's probably the best performance yet.
It's going to be huge. Matter of fact, we have a billboard now at the airport
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, we got a billboard at the airport. We got the kiosk all downtown through a Whiskey Row, Forest Street Live. It's hyping the event up.
Nice.
Very nice. I'm telling you, man, this is
one of them.
This is next level. This event's gonna be next level. We want everybody there. All you got to do is go to bourbonbbqmayhem.com, and any ticket package you see, if you want to get a table, if you want to get a 2-day all-inclusive pass, if you just want even just a food pass just for 2 days, you can do that too. But you know what? Save yourself some money. Use SimBulls26 as your promo code and save 10% off of every ticket package there.
SimBulls26
and save 10. I'm telling you. But you gotta come watch my man fight, because we was just at the fight that you did in Portland about a month and a half ago, and I'm telling you, like, he had his Brickman shirts. They were like pink.
I gave everybody a brick. Everybody in the building had a brick.
Everybody had the pink shirts. He had some, he had ladies running around with knit pink shorts and outfits and stuff. I mean, he had like a whole crew of folks just like ready. I'm telling you, this is a show. He's going to give you a show in the ring and out the ring. I'm telling you.
The whole package.
He is the total package.
I'm hyped. You got me hyped, Haven Harrington.
Don't be surprised if this time next year I'm having Symbols back for Bourbon Barbecue Mayhem 3 and this dude's fighting for a title. I'm dead serious.
Lock me in.
It's going down.
He's that good. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going down. I'm excited for it. I cannot wait. I can't believe it's already been a year since the first event. So, since we kind of put this on the map, and, like you said, Haven Harrington, we've got the pay-per-views coming in from everywhere. And I feel like everybody, the folks were still trying to figure out exactly what it was going to be about. And, of course, talking about the vision of the event, and people were kind of like, I just don't really get it. I don't understand what this is going to be. And it's going to be at Harley Davidson until we actually did it. And then once it happened, everybody now is like, oh,
that's what you meant.
It's like, okay, so it's definitely, so something that people are now wanting to get behind. And, like I said, Louisville is a event town, right? They love big events. And this is definitely going to start to become one of the big events of the summer / the beginning of fall. It's going to be one of those things where everybody knows that they're you're going to have like your Bourbon and Beyonds and your Louder Than Lifes, and you're going to have the fair, and then they're going to have Bourbon Barbecue and Man.
Yeah,
right there.
As a matter of fact, we're also going to be out at the Hot Rod Nationals going on at the fairgrounds. So I'm gonna be out there too, passing out flyers, having guys walk around and shake hands. We're going to be at the Sky Festival going on in a couple hours downtown.
So Haven Harrington, we have a texter texting in that says, I'll go to the fight if Haven Harrington wears a suit and a Don King hair while smoking a Cuban cigar like on the Michael movie.
I would definitely do that.
Don't you wear a costume?
Yeah. I don't mind dressing up like Don King.
You do only in America. So
yeah, I might dress like Don King.
That's awesome.
I thought it was going to be something worse, and like dressed up like Prince or something, wrapping around my butt cut out of my jeans or something like that.
Yeah, please. No. Let's just save everybody from that visual. We don't need any of that. No, it's okay. I like the Don King hair and the cigar. Absolutely. But no, I'm super excited for it. Johnell, like, before we get you out of here, man, give shout outs to your team, give shout outs to your people, anybody that you want to just appreciate, man. Take that time to talk about the folks that helped you get here to where you're at.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I really hate to be like this, but I can't name nobody. I can't really name too many people. I have Coach Nick, you know what I'm saying? He taught me how to get my pro license and stuff, but a lot of guys that y'all see me with is like just temporary guys that I collect each fight. So I don't have a promoter, a manager. I handle all of that. All my tickets, my boy who's pro debut, I'm basically managing him too. I just feel like it's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do the business.
Self-made man.
Yeah, and it's better. I ain't got to break nobody off. I'm saying all the bacon go to me.
I like it.
There you go. So, but before I let you go, man, just give folks a rundown. Like, why should we come see Symbols?
Man, a lot of guys watch highlights, you know what I'm saying, Mike Tyson. The blueprint to a boxer, you know what I'm saying, is like trash talking. I don't talk trash. I stand on everything that I say. So from here on out, you got 20-something days, you know what I'm saying, y'all can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and just I want to prove to you that everything I say is true. I'm not trolling. I'm not talking to sell a fight. I really believe I'm the baddest man on the planet. And that's the only reason I got it. You know what I'm saying? Come see it. Whether you want to come see me lose or win, just come see.
That right there, because it's guaranteed, man. It's going to be a lot of action. It's guaranteed to be a lot of action. There's going to be a lot of, when you want to go out there and you want to see somebody close the show, this man is going to do that. If you want to see people that's going to go out there and let the hands go, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. There's nothing better than going out there and watching a live boxing event. You can do that. Bourbon Barbecue Mayhem is going down once again, August 28th, 29th. Get out there, be loud, be proud. I can't wait for the show. I can't wait to see how this entourage you're going to put together. I want to see the outfits. I want to see all of it.
I'm going to have shirts for the fight, and I'm going to have like 40, 50 people pop up, and just like one of ones that I've already made. So I'm going to try to flood it. I'm going to try to flood the show. I posted and said, it's a friendly competition. I love Tim as my brother. Whoever else, I love y'all too, but I'm coming to steal the show. Even my boy's first pro fight, I'm teaching him that it's a business, it's a competition. So I'm coming to steal the show.
There it is.
I'm coming to steal the show from Haven.
Absolutely.
Boxing and bourbon, send bulls.
There it is. There it is. Hey, I tell you what, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take this last break. When we come back on the other end, we have so many more things to get into. This is Wake Up 502, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio, and we'll be back.
The distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happened.
Sports Radio. Raashaan Myers, Haven Harrington taking care of you. Thanks so much to Sim Bulls for coming in and talking about Bourbon Barbecue and Mayhem. Make sure you guys get out there and get your tickets. Upcoming August 28th, 29th is going down. Haven Harrington, we don't even have enough time. It's so crazy when we have our 2 hours in the morning.
It's not long enough,
It's
man.
not long enough to get everything that we need to get in on a Saturday morning, man.
Not at all, but we still got so much to cover. I mean, actually, Sim Bulls is still in the studio, just hanging out, chilling, just watching us do what we do. So.
Absolutely, no, for sure. Yeah, we'd love to have it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that we can get in and around this radio business and we can, show what we do. I love that. I get excited for it, Haven Harrington. But before we get off I know we were talking the football stuff earlier. Before we get off that, and I kind of talk about this 5 for 5 and everything else. Just anything else about, I know that Lincoln Keenholz has been a big topic of discussion. Trey Richardson finally being healthy. That's a thing. The Louisville defense, of course, all the things. Mark Ivy now taking over being the play caller for the defense. With Ron English taking his sabbatical with whatever he's doing now. Is there anything that for you stands out as the biggest thing? I don't know whether it's a concern, whether it's something you're excited about. What is the biggest thing coming into this fall camp for you?
The thing that worries me the most about this football season is which of the worst teams on our schedule are we going to lose to and when, and how bad it's going to impact the future, not the future of the season. And that's what we're, because what's going to happen.
You know what's so funny, Haven Harrington, about you? I came into this trying to hype up the Louisville football program and trying to get people excited about it because I've been very demonstrative about my thoughts on this upcoming year. But I'm trying to be nice today, and then you just come out here.
I mean, like how could you not? Like every year we've lost to the worst team in the ACC without fail.
Yes.
The worst team in ACC on our schedule
every year, and it always happens at the most inopportune time. Yes.
So that's my word. Can we get that cleaned up? Because if the team is going to fulfill I'm going to say it's promises, but yeah, it's promises, and if it's going to live up to the hype. Those are the things you got to clean up. I can see losing to maybe an SMU. That's an equal, team you're going. I can see that. I can see losing Ole Miss. But come on, another Stanford loss. Losing to a bad Clemson team like we did last year. They were bums. Clemson was straight bums last year, and we took an L. We took an L to an overrated Virginia team. We had them beat, outplayed them the whole game, and still took an L. You can't do that if you're going to be the team we want you to believe. I got an argument on Twitter with a couple of fans who's like, they're happy this team. So we go 9-4, that's good enough. That's all I expect from Louisville football. Well, I'm like, well, hell, if all I want to do is go 9-4, we could have kept Crapthorpe. We could have kept Satterfield. If that's what you wanted. But we expect more than that from Cardinal football.
You came in a little ornery this morning about some football.
A lot more. we expect a lot more. We expect to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Heck, we should have been in the playoffs at least twice already. Yeah. But those awful losses to bad teams kept us out of the playoffs twice. I mean, you just can't have that. You just can't have it.
I mean, I'm on your side. I totally agree. And I understand that every football season, hope springs eternal. Did you see that UK, I don't know if they're podcasters or whatever, they put their predictions out for UK football for this coming year for Will Stein's first year. And one of the guys predicted 8-4. Another one of the guys predicted 10-2. And then the third guy predicted 9-3.
No way in the world to go 10-2. UK would not go 10-2.
Have you seen Kentucky's schedule this year?
It's not going to happen.
It's the most difficult. They may have the hardest schedule in the nation. And, but this is what I'm talking about. This is the start of, fall camp is the start of everybody believes that their team can win a championship. Right. So I'm like, everybody's living in and basking in that glow, but you ain't having it early.
So we have the talent.
Yes.
To easily be 10-2.
Yes.
It's like another thing I kind of got into with U of L fans on Twitter is about they're mad because we're not ranked. In the coaches poll, and I was like, why should we be ranked? Like, what have you seen from us the past 3 years to say we start the season out ranked?
That's fair. That's fair. I can't disagree with that. I mean, when you talk about the fact that, yes, Louisville won 10 games the first year. Yes, they went to, the ACC championship. Today, they finished that season on a 3-game losing streak, and then the 2 subsequent years, like you talked about, you have the embarrassing road loss at Stanford. You have the home 3 terrible home losses this past year to California, Clemson, and Virginia. I mean,
and none of those teams were good.
At the end of the day, like, that's why Louisville's not ranked to start the season. Like, to me, Jeff Brom has moved into this position where people look at him as a good coach that just can't win. He can't hold his water when he has to. Like, he can go out there and win you a big game, but he is going to lose a bad game. And he has gotten that moniker now. And I mean, it's almost like, who Louisville is, Haven? Louisville's the new Clemson. Because you remember that used to be the thing for Clemson, right?
Yeah, Clemsoning. That was the whole thing with Clemsoning.
that was the whole thing. It's like Clemson is going to Clemson. And that was the whole thing. Before they won their couple of championships, that was the thing with Clemson, was that they were always going to be good, but at some point, they were going to lose inexplicably to a bad football team.
And the wheels were going to come off.
And everything was going to fall apart. And Louisville is that wrong? Like, is that wrong to say?
No, but just like Clemson, you can overcome that.
Yeah.
A couple of wins, you can overcome that. And that's what this season's about. I mean, like the Tyler Shuck year, to me, that was the most complete team Brom has ever had. And we just couldn't get the defense and offense on the same page.
That's fair. I mean, Louisville is the new old Clemson. I know that sounds odd to say, or maybe now who Clemson is again. But I mean, that's literally what Louisville football is, unfortunately. And like I said, Lincoln Kingholz, it seemed like he had apparently, when the media was there, he had a really good day the first day. I think it comes down to him, besides the kicking game, which we've already discussed. I mean, it comes down to Lincoln, and I have no idea what this dude can do, and I don't care that he almost won the job at Ohio State. Like, that, to me, the fact that people continue to talk about, he almost beat out this guy at Ohio State. He almost beat out. So what?
He didn't beat out the guy.
Dude lost the starting battle 3 years in a row. Like, at the end of the day.
To brand new dudes. Like the dudes they just brought in off the street.
Like, at the end of the day, he lost the battle to whoever ended up the starting quarterback. And yes, Ohio State's a great program. And yes, they've had very good quarterbacks there. But at the end of the day, you're bringing in a dude that is known for losing the battle for the quarterback position. So, like, I'm not saying that he can't be good. All I'm saying is I have no idea. I mean, this kid, I give Will Levis credit. I didn't think that Will Levis was going to be very good coming over from Penn State. And he came over from Penn State and was very good for UK and ended up being a first-round quarterback for Kentucky. So it can happen. And I'm not saying that it won't happen. All I'm saying is I don't know what is going to happen. I'm not going to say he's going to be good.
A 5-star backup that was the backup from Georgia. They came in and did nothing.
Yes. No, that's fair. Absolutely. That's a good point. I mean, and that's the whole point, right? That I'm making is like, I have no idea if the guy is going to be good. I have no idea if the guy is going to be bad. I don't know what he's going to be. But I'm not going to just say, Brom picked him out, so he's definitely going to be good. Like that whole, listening to Trevor Kelsey, man, of course, the producer for Mike Rutherford Show and about 75 other shows here on Big X. Like, he is such a Brom guy that it's just like, whatever Jeff does and whatever he, it's all going to be great because Jeff is, I'm kind of past that. Like, I love Jeff Brom as a person. He's a cool guy. I love talking to Coach Brom. I love talking to him in the press conferences, but that whole, I don't know if you want to call it honeymoon phase of just like,
it's over.
Yeah. Like,
but there's a difference between being a good coach and a great coach. And we all think that Brom has the ability to be a great coach.
But he has not shown that yet.
But to be a great coach,
yeah.
You gotta beat those bad teams on the schedule.
Yes. It takes discipline, it takes focus, and it takes consistency. And I think that's been the biggest issue under Coach Brom is just the consistency and the discipline have
Because
been
the
the two things
defense
that have been the issue.
has been the better unit 2 of the 3 years he's been here.
Yes. And, and now Ron English is gone, and that's a question. Like, I believe that Mark Ivy definitely should be able to lead this team, but he still has to do it. Steve Ellis, I think, is going to be good in the they have him as co-defensive coordinators, but Ivy's the guy calling the plays and all that good stuff. But these guys still have to do it. Like, I think they have all the talent in the world. Clef Lubin is back, and AJ Green is back, and you talk about all the guys they brought in. They brought in Tyler Thompson over from North Carolina. He was one of the best pass rushers in the ACC. You have a lot of talent on that team. You have all your linebackers back. So you have a lot of talent there on the second level, and you have a ton of talented, defensive backs as well. So it's not a question of talent defensively. It's a question of, can this team continue to be as good as they were, last year under Ron English? That's going to be the question. Is the organization going to be there? Is the discipline going to be there? Because that's the biggest thing with the defense, is that you can't have lapses. You can't have breaks in coverage. You can't have guys falling asleep on assignments. Like, that's going to be the question. Can this group, adequately prepare the defense to go out there and continue to be as good as they were last year? So, there's a lot of questions. And, I am never going to throw cold water on fans that want to say, hey, 10-2, 11-1.
But honestly, 10-2 should be, especially in the ACC as it's currently constructed, 10-2 should be like the standard.
Yeah, they should have won 10 games last year.
Yeah, 10-2
I always
is
say
the standard.
They wasted last year's schedule. Last year's schedule should have no doubt been 10 or 11 wins. And they blew it. Like, let's just be honest with it. They blew it. Okay? So this year, I'm just taking a wait-and-see approach. And I don't think that makes me a bad fan. I don't think that makes me pessimistic. It just makes me wary of understanding. It's kind of like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It's like, I'm not going to go fall for the banana in the tailpipe again. I'm not doing it. Like Axel Foley said, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe again. So I'm not saying that Louisville football is not going to get it done. I just need to wait and see it. I don't think there's an issue with that. Haven Harrington, is that fair?
No, it's very fair because, like you said last year, the schedule's favorable. Clemson was horrible last year. California was suspect. Virginia, you dominated, and those are 3 home losses that never should have been home losses.
Yeah.
Never should have been home losses. Even with all the injuries, we still have more talent than all those teams.
That's fair. 502-414-1450. That is the Game Day Men's Health text line. We have ignored the text line so far. So definitely we've had such a packed show. We haven't had the chance to get to it. So I'm going to read a few of these texts before we get out of here, Haven Harrington. The first text says, Raashaan, Kelsey ain't done enough. For him to try and be a tough guy with former players and the local media, he can't keep living off the KP hate. It's going on 3 years from that. That's fair.
It's very fair.
This is a put up or shut up year for a lot of teams on Floyd Street. Now, that being said, I feel like all these teams are in a good position to, people want to say, can Jeff Walz get back to the Final Four? I know that the women's basketball team is held at a higher standard because of, what Jeff Walz has done since he's been here, but it's, not necessarily a put up or shut up, but Louisville definitely should be a team that's knocking on the door of the Final Four for the ladies. Louisville basketball, I agree. You went out there, you have the number 1 transfer portal class, you went out there, you spent all that money. It's time to get that done. And for Jeff Brom, this is year 4. You should have done better last year, in my personal opinion. So now with a more difficult schedule and an SEC opponent to get things started, a top 10 SEC opponent, by the way, Ole Miss was ranked at number 10. So Louisville has a guaranteed top 10 showdown to begin the season, Haven Harrington. So, they got to go down there to Nashville, and I don't want to see what happened the last time we played Ole Miss. Do you remember that season opener a few years back? And
yeah, I remember watching that debacle.
That was in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, it was in Atlanta.
Yeah, that was in Atlanta, Chick-fil-A kickoff. Like, I remember what happened there, and Ole Miss just kind of embarrassed Louisville. Like, I can't see that. I'm not saying that Louisville has to win game 1, Haven, but it needs to be a fight.
You got to be competitive.
Is that fair?
Yeah, it has to be competitive. It has to come down to like the in the fourth quarter, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm like, it's put up or shut up for everybody. I think that Louisville is in a great position in all three, but we need to see them get it done. So, yeah, I'm right there. 502-414-1450 texter says, Myers, what's up with Pat and Boo Brewer? He can keep them weak videos. Well, I mean, look, I don't know what's going on with Pat and Boo Brewer. I didn't know that was a thing. Maybe they're arguing on Facebook or something. I don't know what that's about. But I like the Cardinal commitment video. I understand that people wanted to see the exhibition game. I understand that it was not out there. I do agree that Pat Kelsey has been a little, he's not been as open with the media as he should be as the Louisville head coach, because that's a part of it, is the fan engagement. And he has not done that because I feel like he's just wanted to focus on the team and getting prepared. That was his decision. But I think that, rightly or wrongly, now that you've done that, it's almost more important that you're really good, because I think that, maybe a little bit of goodwill was burned up with how he handled things this summer. So if things don't go well early, the mob could turn on him quick. Haven, I think that, would that be wrong to say?
No, I would not be wrong to say. But this is what happens, like when people don't see the team, and we talked about this last week, right? You don't get to know the players, what they're doing. So it's all new, and you got the number one, recruiting class or transfer portal class. Everybody's hyped up. So as soon as that bubble gets popped, it goes downhill quickly because nobody was prepared.
Yeah. Now, I mean, that's fair. Oh, Texter, he added an addendum. He said Pat won't allow Boo into the practices. He says Boo screenshot it. He wouldn't let him in. I mean, yeah, and as former player, and a local high school coach, you would think that would be somebody who would, be welcome in. But I mean,
if we've been honest, U of L has never been the best at working with its alumni.
I feel like Pat's been pretty open with alumni, now, but maybe that's something that, as the season gets closer, but like I said, it doesn't surprise me that Coach Kelsey didn't allow Boo Brewer into practice this summer. He's not letting anybody into practice. He's not letting anybody see this team. He let the media come in for about 20 minutes, and apparently they didn't even really practice. All they did was stretch and warm up and go through a couple of drills. He didn't even let them see any 5-on-5 at all. Pat Kelsey, it's an embargo on Louisville basketball this summer. It is. It's just
that means you got to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Pat Kelsey is doing what he feels he needs to put his team in the best position. He made this decision, and he has to live with the consequences of that decision. Hopefully, it works out for him, but it is a decision that he made, So we'll just see. It's controversial, and I know that people like their access to the program, but it's definitely been a hush-hush. There's been a few, boosters and program insiders that, are a certain level of contributor that has been privy to be able to see some practice and things, but that circle is very small. And it's just that at the end of the day, Coach Kelsey just does not want information about this team out there. I've always said that I think it's silly because in basketball, you're going to play 3 or 4 or 5 bye games to start the year. And by the time you've played those 3 or 4 bye games, everybody knows what you have anyway. It's basketball. It's 5 guys on the court. It's not like football where you have a bunch of, schemes and plays. And that's not the way basketball is. It's 5 guys on the court dribbling. At the end of the day, it's not that technically sound. I don't feel like you can hide something. That just doesn't work like that. But, Coach Kelsey has made the decision to do what he wants to do with this thing. And, that's it, just kind of is what it is, man. We just have to allow him that and just let that be his thing. 502-414-1450. Texter says, good morning, Wake Up 502. Main event, barbecue culture. He says, did Jay Has say he was grilling chitlins?
No.
I mean, maybe Jay's going he's going to put the chitlins next to the pig feet.
No. I forbid it. No.
Oh, that's wild.
That's horrible. Hilarious. It's a horrible thing.
That is funny. Oh, hey, I do want to say this about the Cardinal commitment video. I did want to mention this before we, continue to go on. The introduction of Sean Dixon was awesome. So make sure you guys check out the video. Seeing that he's a younger coach transfer, come over from Clemson. He talks about the relationship of him and Pat Kelsey both being coaches in the Big South and their relationship. I thought that was cool. They did kind of a focus on Flory Badunga. I think there's some really nice videos out there about Flory. I like what I see from him. I even like what I saw from the highlights. Of course, they did show highlights of the Bahamas. Deshane Montgomery looks like the real deal. Flory, once again, showing some post moves, some nice, up and unders, some, got left and right hand hook shot. Like, he looks a lot better than what I think people are really giving him credit for. I know Kentucky fans have been on him and on his neck about being a 6'7" center and all that crap. But dude's the real deal. I'm super excited to see, what he's going to talk about. And the other interesting part was they had a bit of a focus on the relationship between Isaac Ellis, the freshman coming over from OTE. He was the OTE MVP this past year. And Carter Knox, who's also from OTE. Of course, he spent his first 2 years in college with John Calipari with the Arkansas Razorbacks. But it was interesting to talk about. They focused on their relationship, how they knew each other, and, just kind of Isaac and the impact that he's made on the school. People aren't expecting anything from Isaac Ellis. Like, Isaac Ellis came over here, I don't want to say as a, novelty, but kind of a novelty, right? Like, he's a, little short white kid, maybe 6 foot, 6'1", from OTE, known for making TikToks. His brother, Eli Ellis, was popular for his TikTok videos. Eli went to South Carolina, was not a big impact player as a freshman. And it felt like, because Eli did not have a great freshman year, Isaac was seen as, just kind of another kind of fake hype, fake juice, novelty guy that just knows how to put videos together and is engagement farming on social media. But I'm going to tell you what, Haven, like, everything about Isaac and what they've said about what this kid has been in practices and, for this team so far is that he's there to work. Like, the kid is a junkyard dog. He likes to do all of the scrappy stuff. He wants to play defense. He wants to get out there and, dive for loose balls and get steals. He's very much like a guy who I was playing ball with this past Monday, out at the Norton Commons YMCA, our man, former Louisville Cardinal BJ Flynn. That's how BJ, when BJ came to Louisville, that's how BJ made his mark on Louisville, was being kind of the hustle man, being the workhorse, the guy who's willing to dive for the loose balls. He's willing to take the defensive assignment, be annoying, take charges, get those steals, be scrappy. And it sounds like Isaac Ellis has been that early for Louisville, and if he can do that, and he can be that and be that pest,
I think this Louisville team has so much potential.
Yeah,
I just wanted to see it realized.
I'm excited for it,
and I think that's what Louisville fans are excited about, but yet they're anxious as well, right? And I think this would not seeing them in the Bahamas has kind of made Louisville fans a little bit more anxious, because last year we heard like the same hype come from the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, the Field of 68 and other broadcasts, like, this could be a Final Four team. They got shooters. They got, big guys. They have like a complete package. This Louisville team should be awesome. They got the number one player in the country, and Michael Brown Jr. This Louisville team should be awesome. And, when you see them play, it's like, man, you can see the potential there, but they never, maybe like once or twice, never realized their full potential. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That whole season. And everything just kind of just fell apart, especially Michael being hurt, not playing the last month of the season. There was, the book was out against the type of teams that you couldn't beat. And the book was true, because we couldn't beat the big physical teams that beat us up, that challenged us from 3-point line. We struggled mightily against like the Tennessees and the Arkansas of the world, where we weren't even competitive in those games. So I can see where people are hearing the hype. Like, they got new coaches in there. They got big guys now. They got centers, guys that can really put their back, to the goal and score. We still got 3-point shooters because we're knocking them down, against the Bahamas All Intramural Sports League team, right? But until I think a lot of Louisville fans now, they're excited, but they're hesitant.
Yeah,
because now we got to see it. Like you hyped up in these videos, but we really haven't seen anything. I mean, last year was kind of disappointing. You guys show improve.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that the biggest difference, even, is from this year compared to some of the previous seasons under Coach Kelsey. I really and truly believe this is going to be a team that plays actually from the inside out. And that's going to be a huge fundamental change from what we've seen over Louisville through the first 2 years under Pat Kelsey, where pretty much everything was perimeter or bust. James Scott was not a guy who they looked to throw the ball to, and Sananda Frew was a guy who they really didn't look to throw the ball to much at all. So I think that's going to be probably a big fundamental change, because it seems like they're going to utilize Flory Badunga a lot getting the ball to. And that's something that I've heard repeated time and time again, is that they are looking immediately every time they come down the court to get the ball to Flory and let him work on offense. I mean, and if they're going to give him the ball either on the block or at that free throw line extended where he can kind of make a move, get to the rim and draw the defense, that's a huge difference and that's a huge change, but I also think it's a change for the better. So, I'm excited to see it. Texter says, this is a YouTube texter. LA Lakers 17 says, I'm worried about the basketball season more than the football season. It says, PK is shutting out the local media and the fans. He is putting pressure on himself. I agree with you. I mean, I do. I think that the fact that Pat Kelsey has, kind of put this embargo on everything is definitely putting the pressure on him to go out there and perform, and that's his right. That's his right to do it. But people want to see those results. But Haven, I know we're up against it, man. It has been this 2 hours has gone very quickly. Thanks so much to everybody listening in. Thanks for the texters. Thanks for the YouTube and listeners as well. Haven Harrington, thank you for making it in. Thanks so much to Sin Bulls for coming in, checking in. Make sure you guys go to Bourbon Barbecue and Mayhem.com, Bourbon BBQ Mayhem.com. Get out there, get your tickets. It's upcoming very, very soon. This is Raashaan Myers. This is in Wake Up 502, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. We'll see you guys next week.